Hi, everybody. So thank you for joining me again today. My name is Manon. I am a therapist at Affinity Counseling. So I'm here to talk today about how to raise your energy level or your vibration level. So all of our bodies are at a specific energy. Okay, we all kind of radiate this energy. When times get really stressful or there's a big change or a transition period like what we're in right now, it is not uncommon to feel stressed, to feel anxious, to feel uncertain. And so doing these things that can help you raise your energy level, whether it's mental energy, physical energy, emotional energy, can be really helpful. And so I'm going to go over a few things that you can do at home that can help. Okay, so firstly, being able to fuel your body with nutrients that it needs. So making sure you're drinking enough water. Water is really important because, and I struggle with this myself, I'm practicing and working on it every day. But what it does is it detoxes your body, it cleanses your body. So if there's anything in there that maybe it's too much, you don't need it, whatever it is, it's going to help flush that out. Okay. It also can help just keep you hydrated. It can help with the immune system, and that's really good, especially right now with the coronavirus and everything that's going on, okay? Paying attention to what food you're eating, okay? Because what that does is everybody's body responds differently to different foods, different nutrients. So pay attention to what makes you feel good. Pay attention to what makes you feel grouchy? What makes you feel bloated? What makes your tummy hurt? What gives you indigestion? What makes you, I don't know, like your allergies acting up? Okay, pay attention to those things. And especially right now, it would be good to avoid those things that you have a negative reaction to. And sometimes those reactions aren't short term, right? I know that there are people that have really severe allergies where like a peanut allergy, if they eat peanuts, they could potentially die. Or I have a friend who has some pretty significant celiac disease where if she even comes in contact with any kind of gluten, it's like her stomach hurts for 2 weeks, okay? And pretty quickly. Sometimes it could be a delayed effect. So it might be that you eat a piece of cake and then a day later you're feeling groggy or you're feeling grouchy or you're feeling really tired. Just pay attention to it, okay? And I'm not saying that you have to just eliminate everything. Just be mindful, especially now, right? Especially as you're trying to raise that energy level and make yourself feel really good. Pay attention to those things, okay? Create habits that help you have a clear mind and good energy. That's going to look different for everybody. So that could be listening to some really good music, that could be working out, that could be taking a nap, that could be snuggling puppies, that could be playing with your kids, that could be going outdoors, picking up a new hobby, reading a book. It could be anything, just something that you notice that quiets your mind, clears your mind. Okay? And you might try a bunch of different things, and that's okay. Especially now, that's okay. Try it, experiment. The worst that's going to happen is it's not going to give you a clear mind, and you might hate it, and then you move on to something different. Like we tried the pour paints. Have you seen those? Those acrylic paints that you pour on canvas. It was really fun. It was really stressful at first. And my husband's an artist, so of course his turned out amazing. And I'm like, why aren't mine turning out that good? But it was really fun. And I feel this need or this like pull to do more of that because it was such a fun and different thing where in the moment I wasn't thinking about everything else happening in the world. I was thinking about what colors do I want to put on my canvas? I want it to look like the beach. How do I make it look like the beach? What kind of blues do I need for the beach? Like I was so focused just on that was really helpful. Okay. Spending time outdoors. That's an amazing way to just get grounded. So if you're in a place where you can legally and safely go outdoors, do it. Go for a walk. If you can't go for a walk, depending on what's happening in your area, you might even just go outside. Like go in your backyard, go on the porch, go on a patio if you can, if you have that. If you don't have that, you might look up pictures of like your favorite outdoor scenery. So that could be the beach. That's mine. I even have it on my phone. So this is my like mindful minute where every day when I go to grab my phone or I schedule, I get to see the beach. So multiple times a day I get to see the beach. The beach might not be yours, so you might be looking up like a cabin in the mountains. You might be looking up ski slopes. You might be looking up a farm or like plains or things like that. Whatever works for you. Maybe look that up and save a few pictures so that you can go back to it. What that does is that just helps you get more in tune with the bigger picture of the world, with nature, and help you feel more relaxed. Okay, when you're doing that, focusing on your breathing, breathing in, focusing on that breath coming in, going into your lungs, into your belly, wherever you're feeling that breath, and focusing on releasing it. With that, doing some meditation or some mindfulness. And so while you're focusing on your breathing, really focusing on catching when your thoughts go somewhere completely random or different and coming back to your breath. Okay, that's more mindfulness. So catching your brain starting to wander and come back to your breath. Come back to you breathing in and breathing out. With meditation, there are a ton of great meditation like scripts, music. You can go to YouTube, you can go to Spotify, Pandora, you can find any of those. And it's going to walk you through just getting really still and really quiet. There are also specific meditation scripts for like anger or anxiety or worry. So you could even do some of those if you find that you're struggling with any of those specifically. And the whole point of meditation is just to get really still and quiet and to be able to go internal so that you can have clarity in what you're needing and what you're wanting to heal. And so I did that the other night. I was listening to some singing bowls on YouTube, and I was just feeling really off, like not really any specific reason, but I just felt off. Like I just felt grouchy for no reason. And so I was listening to these singing bowls, and I just like leaned into the anger. I leaned into the grouchiness. And as I was doing that, I was able to connect some dots of where that was coming from. And for me, it was really helpful. It was also kind of shocking because it was one of those things that I just was like avoiding and not looking at. And so it was helpful to be able to see that and really make that connection so that I could understand it and then release it. And so I would encourage you guys to do that as well. And you, like I said, there's a ton of stuff on YouTube that you can listen to. And you might even find something that you can incorporate every night before you go to bed. It might be like a sleep meditation. It might be anything that you feel like you need, and maybe listen to that for 5 or 10 minutes. I know some of the YouTube videos are like 9 hours long, and I'm like, who would listen to this for 9 hours? But then I was thinking people probably play it while they're sleeping, so that's fine too, whatever works for you. The other thing that we're going to talk about, the last thing, is creating positive mental patterns to help you process life. And that sounds really big and vague. So what that means is changing your thought patterns from negative to positive. If you find yourself really focusing on, let's say, worry or anger or, I don't know, anything that's just negative, is there a way to switch that to the positive? Is there a way to change that to a more positive belief, right? So it might be something like, I'm stuck at home and I can't go anywhere, right? That might be a negative thought that you might be experiencing, and you could change that to, I'm at home because I'm trying to stay safe. I want to stay safe. I'm doing my part to help this virus go away quicker. I hear this from my 10-year-old all the time. I'm bored. He goes, I'm bored. Like he has this whole song about it. So instead of focusing on bored, there's nothing to do, think about, okay, what are things that I've always wanted to try that I've never had time for that now I have time for? Or I may be bored, but I'm fortunate enough that I'm in a place that's safe and that I do have things that can distract me even if they don't sound fun, right? So being able to switch that and take some of that weight away from that negative thought into positive thought. The best way to do that is to focus on gratitude. So focus on one thing or a couple things that you are grateful for, that you appreciate. And I would encourage you guys to do this every day. And you could do it one time a day, you could do it a couple times a day, you could have it be an activity that you do with your loved ones. Like, let's name 3 things that we're thankful for today. And what that is it could be something really big, it could be something really small, okay? And what that does is that starts to rewire your brain to be more thankful and more focused on not the negative, more focused on the positive, taking you away from the negative. And it could be, again, something really big, something really little. So when we went for a walk the other day, there were so many squirrels out, which I know sounds so stupid. But it was so cool just to see them out like running around. And then there was like two roadrunners that were hiding in this like desert landscape. And it was so cool to see a roadrunner. And I know I'm such a dork, and that's fine. You can laugh at me. I don't care. But it was so cool to see those, right? Because you don't see those very often. So even taking a moment to be thankful and to be grateful that I was able to see all these animals in their habitat, in their nature. And that was really cool. We've gone on walks a lot of times. I mean, more so now that we're more at home. Um, but we usually don't see anything. I mean, maybe like a rabbit or like random dogs that are in backyards, which we've all named in our neighborhood. And I don't know if that's really their names, but we've named them all. But that's fun. Like, it's fun to just see all these other animals and see these really cool, like, naturescapes, right? Um, I was thankful the other day that we had Disney Plus. Again, really silly, but I was really thankful that we had it so I could watch like all these princess movies like Moana and Frozen 2 and all these different things. I had to watch it without my boys because they were refusing to watch Frozen 2, so I watched it by myself. But I was thankful that I was able to do that. Like, it was something that was accessible to me. I could do it from the comfort of my own home. And it was just one of those things where I could just kind of check out mentally and enjoy a show. So maybe thinking of things every day that you're grateful for. And it can be the same thing that you're practicing for a while, or it could be something different. Whatever you feel like works for you. I would also say, as you're doing these things, so as you're fueling your body, as you're drinking more water, as you're doing things that help you have a clear mind, as you're meditating, focusing on your breath, getting outdoors, focusing on gratitude, I would check in how you're feeling. Okay, how does your mind feel? How does your body feel? How do your emotions feel? And maybe you track that every day, or maybe you do that once a week, or whatever you feel like you need to do, but just as a way to check in to see what's working, or maybe where you need to put more effort and more intention into. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions, any concerns, as always, please reach out to us. We are here to help, and we would love to just help you raise your energy level and feel really good. So I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you can start to practice these things.